father used snores, and it's really become a problem in his life, and so he offered to do a one-man human lab for us and test out 3 different anti-snore products. You ready to show the tape?
Let's see what happens.
It's cold. Let's watch it.
Now that I've confessed to having a snoring problem, it's time to do something about it. Over the course of the next 3 nights, I'm going to put 3 anti-snoring devices to the test. We've set up 2 separate night vision cameras, as well as a 3rd camera that I'm going to record a video diary. All of this is so that we can report back to you which one of these products might actually work to help you or your loved one stop snoring.
To keep it fair, we asked Colby to stick to the same bedtime routine each night.
This is one camera pointed directly at my bed. Talk about eye in the sky. I don't know that I've ever been this vulnerable in my entire life. First night, to breathe right, let's see. Remove the liner and place the strip on your nose. Rub gently to secure. Seems easy enough. I've used one of these breathe rights before, and they really do seem to help my breathing. It feels easier to take air in and obviously breathe air out through your nose. I guess the tape will tell whether or not it curbs my snoring. Night number 2, Snore Wizard, which is basically a mouthpiece that prevents snoring. It says fit into your mouth with the inside tab facing down, and allow the tab to slip over your bottom teeth to secure in place. It's the middle of the night, and I had to wake up because my throat's so dry. The mouthpiece forces you to breathe out of your mouth, which may or may not prevent snoring. I don't know yet. Here's my verdict on the Snore Wizard. Woke up this morning, my voice is hoarse, my throat's dry, but I do feel rested, so I'm not sure if it helped my snoring at all, but maybe it helped me sleep a little better. Night number 3, and I'm going to be trying out the Remedy, which is a t-shirt actually designed to prevent snoring. This little ingenious device is designed to prevent you from sleeping on your back. Oh. The whole design of this shirt is to force you to sleep on either your side or your stomach, which, to my recollection, is exactly what I did last night. The good news is, I feel rested. I feel like I got a good night's sleep. I don't know what kind of fashion statement it's making, but it definitely helped me get a good night's sleep. 3 products down, I gotta be getting close to a cure for this snoring.
We're back with the one-man human lab, Colby, and we're now joined by sleep specialist and author of Beauty Sleep, Dr. Michael Bruce, who looks very well rested. Well, Doctor, I mean, what's the bottom line? Can any of these over-the-counter products work?
Actually, they can. There is some evidence that would suggest that some of these can actually be quite effective.
But just because they may not have worked totally for him.
Well, and I was surprised that not at least one of them didn't help more than it did. But looking at the tape, I had no idea I tossed and turned that much while I was sleeping.
Yeah, but even if these didn't work for you, they might work for the next guy.
Totally.
And there's no question, first of all, some of these need to be used a little bit longer than some of the times that Colby had his opportunity to use them. A great example of that would be the nasal strips, right? Those work really well with people with very narrow noses, and what you have to do is you have to have the right placement. If they're sitting on the tip of your nose, they're not going to do any good. Okay, so what you do is you take your 2 fingers, and you put it on the top of your nose, and you breathe in while slowly sliding your fingers down. When you hit the area where you can feel there's some constriction, that's where the nasal strip goes. And so sometimes people will misplace nasal strips, and they'll say, well, this wasn't effective for me, and I tell them to do the test
Right.
to figure out where to put it,
Give
and
it a
then
shot.
times they can find out that it might be effective.
I wanted to be fair here, of course, we like to tell both sides of every story. We have a couple of statements I'm going to throw at you. The statement from Remedy, they say it does work very well for many people. The most suitable candidates are people who know they snore less while sleeping on their side compared to their back.
And one of the things we know about this type of t-shirt is it's actually based on some very real principles in sleep medicine.
So, in the statement from the makers of the Breathe Right nasal strips, are that many clinical studies have proven to reduce the frequency and loudness of snoring with nightly use of that product. And that's when maybe you want to just ask your doctor, heads up, where would you put them?
Exactly.
All right. So, what can Colby do at this point now?
Well, the first thing we need to think about is some of the things that he could do right now before he would necessarily end up in a doctor's office, because there are physical reasons and behavioral reasons why somebody might snore. So these tackle some of the behavioral reasons, but we also need to think about things like alcohol ingestion. So the more alcohol you drink, the more relaxed your muscles become, the more you snore. Other areas that we can think about are looking physically at what's going on with Colby. Because Colby, there's possibilities that something could be potentially going on with his nose.
So let me ask you two things, Colby. A, would you be willing to take this now a step further? And what would that step be? What would your suggestion be?
Well, I would say we need to bring him into a sleep laboratory. Number one, we got to find out, does he have obstructive sleep apnea, or is it simply snoring? And that will give us a really good understanding of which way to guide the treatment.
How long does the person have to stay diagnostically in a sleep lab for it to be of any use?
1 night.
That's it? One night, come on.
Let's do it.
One night.
We've come this far, seen on camera.
You want this bad, right? You've had cameras on you for many nights so far.
Let's do it.
Can you guys get this done in a week?
Doc?
I can do it if you can do it.
Let's do it.
All right, they're booing you in. So, Colby is going to check himself into the Doc Sleep Lab for a night, and then we'll have him back next week and find out, well, if he's curable or not. I'm sure he is. Don't get worried. Meanwhile, we're all going to enjoy our snack of the day.